Hello all, Heels here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to get some pretty crazy, possibly broken damage with Scorpion. It turns every single touch you get into essentially crushing blow damage, and yeah, it's pretty sick, so let's get into this. For this, you will need Burning Spear, Death Spin, and Sin Blade. This will turn into somewhat of a Sin Blade tutorial, because this move is really finicky, and no one has ever really figured out. I mean, there's a few, but I only saw a single YouTube video that actually understood Sin Blade. So I think I really need to get into the gritty of it. So, let's start with an example. Are you going to do a throw? Thank you, sir. So, let's do a normal crushing blow combo. We're going to start with 2 bars, and then I'll go into the 1 bar damage because that's really where all this is at. So, %. 2 bars, 2 crushing blows. Not bad. Now, let's try this. You know what? I was gonna go with the forward 3, but we'll do this with back 1, just because it'll prove my point. Okay. Don't know what happened then. %. Same as the 2 crushing blows. Essentially, any touch you get from the ground, any combo starter, except 1-1, which does about 25 less damage. Any combo starter you get is the same as landing this crushing blow. Now let's do some other ones. Let's try uppercut. %. Obviously there's the bleed involved, so it comes to like 49%. Now we'll try it. In order to get an uppercut crushing blow, all you need to do is land a jump in. $6 damage less. The reasons for this is because you essentially have 2 damage boosts. You have the Burning Spear, and then you have the Sin Blade, which has 90 damage, which is pretty insane. And this equates to some really quite ludicrous damage, and because Burning Spear affects your jump in, it allows you to get the essentially uppercut crushing blow combos just from jump ins. So you can see this is pretty insane damage. However, that's really not the best part. Now we're just going to use 1 bar. %, with your stand 4. Let's go with back 1 again. 38%. And these are 1 bar combos. This gets pretty ridiculous in the corner. I'll show you that later. But it equates to getting 50% combos, 51% if you don't use a crushing blow. We'll get to that in a moment, but the reason why this is not used is A, because the teleport cancel is really popular, because it's essentially a mix-up tool. Your opponent has to guess what you're going to do next, unless they're smart enough to just do that. Which, I mean, once someone tells you to do that, it kind of ruins the whole thing. Or even down 4 for some characters, but the reason why this is difficult to do is because some people don't understand what Sin Blade is for, or how you're supposed to use it. Now, there are actually 3 versions of this. The first one is your normal shot hop, which is what some people get by mistake. The other version is this overhead, which allows you to pop up, do some pretty cool combos. It's really good meatless damage, which I'll show you in just a sec. But there's actually a 3rd version, and this version is a mid. This happens when you hold for a second, you hold up, and then press down and triangle or Y or whatever button you're using on PC, and that activates this mid version. This is the version that you want to include in combos. You know you're doing it right when you can do it twice in a row. Like, put your enemy in a corner. Easy. Once you get the hang of it, you start to be able to nail this. If you want to do this mid combo, you hold up after the telly lands, and then press down. So I'll show that again. Holding up. Too early. Try that again. Hold up. It's as the sword comes out, essentially. Once that sword comes out, you hold up, and then press down. This actually isn't the optimal version of this. You can go for 2 forward 3s instead of the forward 3-1-1. But the forward 3-1-1 is much easier. It's only 5 less damage, so that's what I use because it's just much more consistent. I'll try it anyway. There you go. 36% for a raw teleport. Not too bad. Pretty great, actually. This also means, because you are Scorpion, you have Burning Spear. You can do anything. You don't even have to launch your opponent. You can start with the low, I don't know. Because you still have Death Spin. You're gonna get at least 25% no matter what you do. Grounded, unbreakable. Which is pretty sweet. Everyone knows about that already though, so I won't talk too much on it. There are a couple of elements of Sinblade which I didn't go over yet, and that's the mid version does not launch as high, but it does launch more consistently, which is why you want to use it in combos. I'll explain what that means. We'll do the do this one. 31%. Great for a starter. A good option for if you think your opponent's going to wake up. But if you are doing this in combo, you want to use the mid version, because though the mid version doesn't launch as high, it doesn't allow you to get the jump in. Try it again. He ducked with the grab. Like, I could do a 1-1 after that, but it's just not worth it. If you're gonna go for the mid version, you might as well just the same combo in there as if it was in another combo. If you do the mid version, it allows you to mix a teleport in with it. If you're doing the overhead version, you can try. It's generally not going to land. The last hit never hits, and that's the most important one because it does the most damage. You only get 35%. However, if you do this version, it will land, and you will get more damage. So, knowing that, here's a neat little trick that you can do. If you do land this on a wake up, you can actually end with 1-1-2, which will set you up for another one, because it's a hard knockdown next to you. And this loops infinitely. So you can, if you think they're gonna keep falling for it, you can keep doing it. Quick tip, if you don't have your Burning Spear active, go for the normal spear. Because the spear is 110 damage. This is 91. So you'll get more damage if you're not amped up going for the normal one. However, because this is meterless damage, you can actually use this in order to get a restand. Normally it would cost you 2 bells for a restand because you're using your spear, and then you end with either 2-1 for 18 plus frames. I think it's 19 plus frames actually. And then this is 18, but a lot more damage, so it's worth going for this. However, it's a lot more obvious. Someone might think you're going for a crushing blow when you do that. And then you can go in for a grab. Obviously there's a mix-up involved, but yeah, it lets you get a restand. So you can do stuff like this. And his health bar has completely vanished. That was 680 damage in one sequence. And obviously, if they know that there's a restand involved, if you think they're going to expect it, you can instead end with, say, the overhead. Which is still decent damage. That's what, 36% for 1 bar? That's not awful. Or you can go for the grab. Let's try that. Obviously, you get the extra grab damage because of Burning Spear, which is pretty sick. You can go for a back grab as well, which is a further mix-up. And I don't really need to explain how that all works. Of course, you can also use this with your Fatal Blow, and it will give you some ridiculous damage pretty much every time. Let's try that one again. And it's only 1 bar, as ever. I believe you could use 2, but you don't really need to, so it's fine. Let's just start with Stone 4. And this is going to net you 50%, maybe, I believe it's like 48 with other starters, 51%. So yeah, once you get the hang of it, this honestly is really simple. You just have to get over like short hop syndrome where you hold it for a second and then press down and 2 at the same time. So, the corner is obviously where this all comes together. You're going to get more damage in the corner, you always will. And if you haven't noticed yet, this is a neutral jump punch from MKX, MK9. And Scorpion's the only one I believe that has access to it. You don't want to do the overhead version. If you do, It's actually much more difficult to land. 34%. This is the version that you want to use in your high damage combo, so it's worth just learning to do it anyway. Not sure why that last hit didn't land. One more try. 33%. So it's like 6 damage less, but that's the version that you really want to get to learn. Just so you know, the overhead version is safe, and the mid version is not. So, let's do it. Let's do the highest damage combo we can get. We're gonna put 2 bars in this. Yeah, I wonder what you could get for 1 bar off this as a launch. %. So that's like a normal combo for this build. So I'd say not worth it. You can get that damage mid anyway, mid-screen, so I wouldn't really do that. But in order to land the highest damage combo, you don't want to use Simblade. You either want to be facing your opponent in the corner and jump over them, or you want to be in the corner and say you predict a grab or something, and you go for the jump in. So, let's do it. Bam! So, with the bleed damage as well, I don't mind that I got grabbed, whatever. You deserve the revenge, Arnie. You'll see that that's actually 522 damage. Well, 521 point something. It's 52%. It's pretty nutty. It's the highest damage combo I think I can do, personally. But you don't actually need the crushing blow. Let's try one more time. Oop, messed that up. Aha, 51%. So you're gonna get 50% for combo damage with 2 bars. If you want to go for 1 bar, I'm not really sure what you can do, because the damage that you're gonna get is the same as the damage that you would get anyway. That's not true. There is one less thing you could do. And what's this? That's more like it. 48% for 1 bar. And yeah. That's my tutorial on DPS Scorpion. How to get some pretty nutty damage for every touch. Just for one less demo. Let's do the 1-1 version. Let's see if we can break gold with it, actually. Ooh, I really want to do this now, just for video's sake. Yeah, got it. Yeah, even your 1-1, you're breaking gold damage, if you go for the optimal stuff. But yeah, my name's Heelzo. I'm gonna be live on Twitch. But yeah, that's all for me. Subscribe if you want, like if you want, if this helped you, and I'll see you next time.